going to split it across the halo.
And someone earlier asked about if this Zoom class is being recorded. I'm not sure, but we do have a YouTube channel. You can find this video. This is called the alternate layering. And you can either find that on our YouTube channel, or you can follow us on HD Academy on Instagram, and it should be on our IGTV videos.
Very good. It's all good.
You're welcome.
Okay, so a little bit tedious, you know, especially if you're working behind the chair and you're busy. But you know, it's something different. It's something fresh. If this is a little bit different and something fresh, it means you're learning. If it feels like, oh, what's he doing? I haven't got a clue what he's doing. Then that means it's something maybe fresh and something new that you've never done before. All right, so you've just literally got the halo. You split it in half, and then you split it in half again. So that means you've gone from 2 to 4. And guess what? We're going to go to 8. So you're like, what? How do we go to 8? So we're going to split all these 4 into 8. So what it's going to look like, it's going to look like a pizza, yeah, or a pie, whatever you prefer to call. And everything's pivoting or rotating from the middle. So every section is coming from that middle, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go right from the middle, yeah, and I'm going to split that in half, and I'm going to grab that hair, and I'm going to twist it out of the way, like so. And it's good to twist, yeah, because then you've got control of what each section. If I was like behind the chair and I was working with products as well, then, you know, like curl creams, curl spray, leave-in conditioner, anything like that, moisturizing products for curly hair, that's always nice.
Can you use this technique with straight hair?
Nope.
Yeah, this is for curly and wavy hair.
You use it
specifically.
if you use this on straight hair, then good luck. She's going to come back crying. Okay, because it's not designed for curly. It's not designed for straight hair. It's just dry. We wanted to show you something, you know, new, fresh for curly hair clients.
With movement.
With movement, bounce.
Great texture.
Okay.
What would this technique be good for thicker or thinner hair?
Both, because you can see the mannequin is pretty thin. All right. So if you've got a mannequin, or not a mannequin, a real client, should I say, who's got finer hair, what you would have to take into consideration there is the halo goes smaller. So finer hair, the halo would be smaller. So that means you're keeping more weight in the bottom, and then you're layering not as much. All right, on finer hair. Thicker hair, halo can go bigger. Yeah, because you're taking out more weight and you're creating more texture.
Because you want to create a solid perimeter.
Yes. Well, I hate, personally, it's just my personal opinion, I hate perimeters what look see-through and really wispy. You know, no disrespect to hairdressers out there on social media, on YouTube and stuff like that, but just when they're educated and they slice all the perimeters gone. And that's just, you know, they like that, that's great. But for me, I like it where it looks like the client's had a haircut. It looks decent. I don't like it where it's all been chopped out and hacked out. So I like to keep a stronger perimeter. Okay, but if the client said I like my hairline or my perimeter a bit more broken up, more than welcome to go in and break it up. All right, so a little bit tedious, just for that little bit, but it's definitely worth it. So if I put my mannequin back a bit, just for Gloria, just to give you a little bit of a look. All right, so you can see the halo's there. All right, you've got your halo. You split it into, so you had one big section. You split it into 2. Then you split it into 4. Then you split it into 8. Okay, and that's how we did it. Everything comes from the middle, and it just looks like a large little pie or pizza. Yeah, and pivoting through. Okay, so a nice little sectioning pattern, something fresh, because it's called alternate layering. And what alternate layering is, it's basically says it in the name, alternate. So what that means is we're going to have different lengths all the way through this. So there's going to be a short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Okay, so it's rotating all the way around the head shape, following the head, but they're going to be different lengths all the way through. Okay, so when me and Gloria played around with this a few years back on a dolly head, you can imagine what some of the dolly heads look like when we practice to do a new collection. Because at the end of the day, you know, I've been a hairdresser, like I said, 31 years, and I'm still learning. I still look at inspiration. We get books, magazines, movies. Instagram, Facebook, Netflix, you know, all sorts of stuff. We get inspiration around us, and then we come out with new collections every year. And before we come out with a collection, you put it on a real client or a real model, because we use professional models. We use, like, you know, normal girls off the street who are just like, you know, pretty girls in works in Starbucks and stuff like that. But we don't want to cut her hair and then it's disaster. So we play around with some of these shapes on a mannequin. We get the idea, and if we nail it, then it goes in the collection. Because for me, a collection is only successful when people like it. Yeah. And if the hairdresser likes it, fantastic. But if the consumer, the client, likes our collection, I'm happier that a client likes it more than a hairdresser. Yeah, because the client will influence the hairdresser to do that haircut. So when I do a hair collection every year, I don't just think about what the hairdressers want to see. I also think, what does clients want to see? Yeah, I don't want to do weird haircuts and shave one side off and one side on and shave all the crown off. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's great for a hairdresser to do it, but a client might be like, I would never have that haircut. All right. So what we're going to do now is literally going to work with this sectioning pattern. So you pick up one of your little wedges, okay? It elevates out, right? And we're literally going to focus on the short pieces, okay? So like when I said before, me and Gloria played with this shape, and we did short, long, and we didn't do it really well that way. So what we came up with, it's a lot better to cut all the short pieces first, okay? So think about it, there's 8 wedges there. So there's going to be 8 short pieces and 8 long pieces. So let's go with the short ones first. So the elevation is 90 from the head. So the head's fine. My elevation, 90. My fingers are parallel to the parting, perpendicular or parallel to the parting. So I'm following the head shape. All right. And then how short you take this, again, from your consultation, does you want a lot of volume, a lot of height? So we'll decide on what sort of length you want to go. So we'll say something like that length. Okay, we'll just literally point cut through. Okay, if you felt like there was too heavy still, you could go in and break it up and do some slicing. Again, it's personally up to you how choppy you want to go. All right, so that's your first section on the base. Now you leave this one, you leave this twist, leave it, and you're literally now going to go into the second one. Okay, so you grab a little bit from the top as your guideline. All right, and then you grab your second section, or third section, sorry, your third. So you're missing out the second one. So you're missing out that second one. That's not been cut. All right, and there's your guideline. And you're going to connect it through. You connect that through, and you point cut through there. Okay. Nice and choppy.
How do you know which section is short and which section is long to keep long?
Because we're going to go alternate. So literally.
So you can start any section.
Yeah, you start any one you want. So you start with the fifth. So I've gone one here, and then you leave one.
The key is to leave every other
so,
one. So
you're leaving every other one. So you've gone short, long, short. So now I go to this one, and now I leave this one out. So this one, which is twisted, I'll leave it out. Yeah. And I go over to this one.
So you skip a section again.
Yeah.
And then using a previous guide.
Yeah, and go through.
And would you do this haircut for shorter hair?
Yeah, and get it on shorter hair. Nice. But always remember curly. Now I think you understand, because obviously short, long. Imagine blow drying it, mega straight. Client would be like, "What's these long pieces? What's these short pieces?" And they see the manager. Yeah, you'd be like, "Oh, what haircut have I just done?" Okay. So there's you there. And then your final short one is here. Okay, so yeah, grab a bit of the hair from the previous. There's your guide. On the base. Okay. So you've literally gone 1 and then missed the 2, number 3. Missed 4, gone 5, and then gone on to, number 6. Okay, so we just do alternate. So now we're going to go back into the longer piece now. All right, so I don't want to leave it so long. All right, you could do, if the client had short layers already, this was short layered already, then I would literally just leave it. But because it's not layered, and that's pretty long, as you can see, to where the short one is, you can see. So what I want to do is I want to leave the long one about 2 inches longer. Okay, so I'll just go all the way through, see the guideline, and go 2 inches longer, and then make up a new guide.
So 2 inches longer than the shorter.
Yes. Okay, and you're also just making sure that you're working within the halo. So you can see, look, I can grab all that side now, all that halo. Yeah, I can grab all the halo, but do not cut anything underneath. All right, that's why it's clipped out of the way. And I can just grab all that hair. And if I hold it there now, can you see the short bit just falling? Sorry, it just fell by the time I said it. So let's do it again, and I'll just show you. But I bring that out on the base at 90, and can you see the short bit just falling away now? There's all the short bit. So literally, you're just going to go in now and work in a longer piece.
Someone asked if there's 1 or 2 sections. So there's, or 2 guidelines, sorry, 1 or 2 guidelines.
Yeah, there's going to be 2 guides. So you've got the guideline, what you're going to ignore now, which is the short piece. You're going to ignore that short piece, and you're working in your new guideline, which is the long piece. So your long piece, like Gloria just said before, is 2 inches longer. So it's just 2 inches longer. Yeah.
Have you done this cut in someone with 4C hair texture? I'm not sure what 4C hair texture means.
We've done it in what texture?
In someone, can you explain what 4C hair texture mean?
I don't know what that is.
Sorry.
Just lift that out. You can see that guideline now, what you just cut on the previous side. It's all 2 inches longer. You just basically pivoted through, taking it.
Oh, like
4 pieces.
African American
Yes.
texture. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, beautiful.
Ah, I learned something new.
Yeah.
So 4C means usually Black women with very coarse hair.
Oh, wow.
So you just have to take into their curl pattern into consideration. You know, if it springs up too much, then you don't cut too much, because otherwise the pieces will be really short.
Yeah, we've done a beautiful look like this on our new collection, which we're going to launch in June.
Just fine coils.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. But yeah, you could do that. Okay, and that is the technique finished there. All right, so just to recap, because you know it is a lot to take in. I know there's different levels of experience watching the video. So for some people who've been in the industry a while, they might be like, "Oh, that's new, fresh, fast." And then some of the younger generation might be like, "Wow, can I just go through it again just to recap it?" So what you do, you've got your halo, split it into half, and then you half it again, and you half those again. So you've got literally 8 little wedges. Then you start at anywhere. So someone asked, where do you pick your short one? Anywhere you want to go. So I just started, like say for example here, my finger was parallel to the parting on the base. I cut it short. Then I used the guideline for the 3rd section. So I missed the section. Then you're alternating. That's why we called it alternate layering. That's why we came up with the name, because we were doing alternate. Alternate, there was a short piece, then another short piece, then another short piece. So what we've done there is 4 short pieces, okay? You go 1, and then you miss a piece, and then you go 2nd, yeah? And then you do your 3rd, and then you do your 4th. So there's 4 pieces short. Then you go back in, and you see your long piece, and you leave it 2 inches longer. But if it was short already, like someone asked if it was short, and could you do it on short hair? Yeah, you could do it on short hair. But then that long piece, you won't even have to cut.
So how do you decide a 2-inch difference?
You just bring it over and you see the guideline underneath, and then you make it 2 inches. Okay?
If you were to do this look on kinky curly hair, would you do it dry?
No, do it wet. But again, that's personal preference. Yeah, I like to have more control when the hair's wet. because trying to put that sectioning pattern in on dry hair might be a little bit tricky for me. All right. Then what if you're going to do that halo and then you're going to split it? You might need 8 clips. Yeah. Why? Because by the time I'm twisting it, it might be too dry. So you might have to clip them, and then you can maybe do it on dry hair. All right. Good question. But for me, I prefer to do it on wet. All right. And if you're going to do it on wet and you've got to start to see the curl pattern, like Gloria said, you don't want to go too short because there's nothing much worse and it springs up and it's too short. Okay. But why we came up with this idea is because what's going to happen now when we shake all that out and shake all this out now, it's disconnected from the underneath. But what's going to happen is you don't have a shelf. And that's the main thing we came up with. It's because as clients with curly hair, you turn around and say, I love it. All right, I love my curly hair, but I hate to have a Christmas tree. I don't want a haircut looking like a mushroom. I don't want to have a haircut where, I feel like I've got a weight line everywhere. Okay, or it's feeling too heavy. So that's how we came up with this kind of idea. Sorry, from the back.
If you do it wet, how do you determine how much it will shrink then?
You just cut the first section and then let us see how it's going to jump up. All right, so maybe take an inch off the first section and then grab, say like this was the first bit, and then just let it jump up, yeah, and see how much it's going to jump. And if you can afford to take more off, take more off. All right, so have a look. You cut the first one, play around with it, and if you're happy with the first length, then continue. If it's too short, just make sure you go a bit longer on the next ones. Okay. And then why we created this is because there's nothing much worse than a client has a layer all the way around the head. All right, that's what we don't want to have, because what we've done here is like a zigzag section. Yeah, because what's going to happen, you're going to have one short, one long. So what's going to happen now is the curl pattern, there's a long piece there, there's a short bit there, there's a long piece there. So what's going to happen when she moves her hair around, there's no shelf. There's no weight line. There's not like all the length is sitting at that same level. Because what you've got one longer, one shorter, one longer, one shorter, one longer, one shorter, all the way around the head. All right. So it's creating like an alternate layer all the way through. And then you literally just scrunch it through. And then you would literally decide, if you wanted to take any weight out of this, how you would dry it. Yeah. So, I haven't got any product in here, but if you wanted to put like leave-in conditioner, you put like some kind of curl product in there. You could curl it, get a little bit of movement going on there.
If someone has super coarse curly hair, would you go through after and texturize it to get rid of some bulk?
Yes. Yeah. And, and I'm just showing you now, we've got a little bit of time just to show you a little bit of personalizing. All right, time. So let's say for example, you dried it, you used a diffuser, you had it all dried, and you felt like it was looking a little bit heavy in certain areas. For me, I always like to use 2 techniques for curly hair. Yeah. So my techniques for curly hair would either be before I blow dried it, say like before I blow dried it and it was looking a bit heavy, I'd use a technique called brick cutting. All right, so I do this before blow drying because I'm going to use my comb. All right, so you would literally just get your comb like so. On the side for Gloria, so you can see what I'm doing. And I'll use a technique called brick cutting. And what brick cutting is literally going higher and lower with your blade. So you use the tips of your blade and you go higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. Yeah, and that basically just takes out a little bit of weight. Okay.
Again, this is not a texture for straight hair.
No, it's for curly hair. All right, so then that's great if you've got the hair wet and you want to comb it. But then say like you've just finished and you've done it all curly and you've scrunched it all and you don't want to use a comb. All right, so what you do then is you visually look and you felt like, oh, it looks a bit heavy here, for example. And what you could do, you literally just twist the hair.
What was the technique you just did?
Brick cutting.
Brick cutting.
And then you could just twist the hair like this, and you literally use the bottom of your blade, so the bottom of the blade now, or the middle of the blade, and you literally go in like this, and you nip it. You don't cut it off. scary looking at the first time. You twist the hair. It's called twist cutting. You're twisting and you're cutting into the middle of the hair. Okay, and then look, you shake that out. There's hair coming away. Yeah, but you're not taking anything off the actual length. Okay, so if this was getting really heavy and bulky, you would literally just go in, twist visually. Yeah, and then you don't go too far down to the hair, into the scalp. You go halfway. All right, and then you just nip a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Do not use the tips of your blade because you've got more chance of cutting it off. There's nothing much worse when you go snip and it's in your hand. And the client goes, oh, what's that? And you're like, nothing. All right, and we can all probably have a little giggle at that because, you know, sometimes mistakes become our new collection, or, you know, you create something fresh. All right.
You have to.
All right. You just shake that out and you start to see, you know, that's
We're
a little
good.
bit of weight there. Yeah, we're good for time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, almost. Where's time?
Yeah, I think we're good. So I think we're good on time. So we just wanted to recap, literally, guys. It's just an alternate layers, 3 sections, really, really simple. Okay. The inspiration was taken from our Polaroid collection. It's nice and curly. We're on again tomorrow. I'm going to do a mullet. So if you like this haircut, or you like our education, and you'd like to see us again, tomorrow we are going to do a stronger, edgier haircut. So today we chose a little bit more commercial, salon friendly, soft, flowy kind of hair. Tomorrow we're going to take a really strong fringe and we're going to make it like into a mullet. All right, so we're going to do something a little bit more edgier, a little bit more rock and roll tomorrow. But enjoy the rest of the videos. Enjoy the rest of the guys who are presenting with our Shark Fin family. Hope you've enjoyed our morning with us, or afternoon, or evening, or wherever you are. But we've just taken some inspiration from our haircut, which is called the alternate layers. All right, thank you guys. Enjoy.
Fantastic job, man. Thank you. I only gave you the thumbs up to say how good it looked, not to
Oh,
not
cool.
to
I'm
cut
like,
you off. I'm sorry.
So,
Don't take off, guys. We have a wonderful prize that we're giving away. We have a toolkit that we're giving away today to everyone who attended this class. So as you see here, Andis, Shark Fin, Pivot Point, Ergo have all come together to provide an amazing toolkit that's valued at over $1,000. So in order to enter, all you have to do is text 888-544-7254. Text us your first and last name, and you'll be entered into that drawing. Of course, if you're attending more than one class, you can only win one time per event. So one time you can't win all 14 classes that we have going on, because we are giving away 14 different toolkits. So I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. So everyone can get that phone number again, 888-544-7254, and make sure you text to enter. Gloria, thank you for your camera work. Anthony Edge, thank you for being amazing in our industry, the education that you do, but also thank you for everything that you've done for me personally over the 6 or 7 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
I've asked you for stuff and you've never said no.
One of these days I might say no.
No, that's fine. And I won't be upset. You know what I mean? And not just Shark Fin asking you for stuff, but me as a hairstylist and me as an educator as well.
Cool. We'll see you tomorrow.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, guys, thank you. Make sure you text to enter the giveaway. We'll select one random winner, and we will text you to let you know that you won the prize. So I'm going to drop this. I'm going to stop recording. Anthony, thank you so much, man. Great job.
Pleasure.
Have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. You too. Good luck with the
Gloria,
rest.
thank you for letting us steal him away.
You're welcome. Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.